writers, we're on our way to see the Barbie movie. And I want to talk to you about writing. So you may wonder, what does going to see the Barbie movie have to do with writing? That has a very personal answer. When I was a kid, I would play with Barbies in my room and I would use them to tell stories. One of my favorite things that Greta says is to write words that look like they haven't been seen before. Hey, Vienne. Do you want to go see the Barbie movie? So you could say that I started writing by playing Barbies. Before I could write words, I would do it playing Barbies. I would make up stories and I would dress up my Barbies in all sorts of characters and all sorts of things, and I would use my sleeping bag or my desk as tree houses and water and all sorts of things, and all of my stories ended happily ever after. Now she says maximum impact in minimum space. So the idea here is that screenwriting is like poetry. Now, maybe a novel isn't necessarily, but why not? You be concise. You don't have to use long prose to tell a good story. And I think it's a good exercise sometimes to just see how few words you can use. Now, I've heard this before, but she says listen to your characters and they will speak to you. And I think that this is so true, and this is definitely what I do. My characters surprise me a lot. And I don't think you just have to be a discovery writer to have this feeling. I think that even if you plan things, when you plan things and you're thinking about your characters, you will find that your characters speak to you if you don't force it. It's Christmas in July. She also talks a lot about Sonder, the idea that every person has a life unto themselves. She says to treat every character like they would have their own movie or their own story if you're writing a novel. And I love this, and I fall into this trap a lot, and my characters sometimes get a little too detailed, but I actually love this so much, and regardless of the fact that I get into trouble when I do this, I still think it's great advice. We learn by doing. Malcolm Gladwell says you need 10,000 hours to become an expert in something. You okay? There is argument to say that Malcolm Gladwell is not right in that. And I would actually change it. I would say instead of 10,000 hours, I would say 80,000 words. And the reason I would say that is basically the length of a novel. And I figure if you've written one novel, it could take you 10,000 hours. I mean, what? Really, that's only 8, it's really only what, 8 words an hour? But that is not the point.
I don't think anyone's that slow.
No one's that slow. That's true. But it might take you that long to figure out your method or how you're going to do it. And another part of that would be to come up with your practice. I'm not going to say routine because not everybody works well with a routine.
I do.
Do you? Yeah, fantastic.
Wait, no, put it down. Oh.
But like Vienne said earlier, practice does what, Vienne?
Next.
Kangaroo poo! Everywhere.
I think I did step in.
Hello? So one child, one adult?
It's really old school. That's not being.
Yeah.
She also says to take the time to prepare yourself. Now, she said that specifically about directing, not so much about her writing. Writing, she just dove right in. She said, write, just write, which is hard because writing is hard. But she also said, don't judge your words. So while you take time to prepare, it is important not to judge your words, not to look at them too harshly. She said, get a group of people together and read them out loud. And I love this advice because it's cheap, it's accessible, and it's a great way to get some feedback and to really prove yourself as a writer. What'd you think of the movie, sweetie? It was really good? You remember what you said to me in the movie theater? Oh, you said, can we go to Barbie Land?
All we need to do is just roller skate. Then we need a bike, and then we need a ski, and then we need a fly, and then we need a drive, and then we're there.
And just take the leap. Just jump into it. If you're not quite ready to jump into it though, jump into this video here and we will try writing like lots of other fun authors. Happy birthday, Greta. Love you. Barbie was an awesome movie.